Welcome back, guys, to another episode of
Wrote the report. You
Nightmares.
like you had no clue what I was talking about.
If I had told you, the impact would not have been the same. You know that. That you could not recall is no fault of mine.
After the Black Station, we had to find you. Find out what you knew.
I was in Cairo at the time. Your friend, Khalil.
He brought you to Ramses Station, humanity's last holdout in Egypt. We knew who Deimos was, where he was from, but we didn't know why. He'd taken over the world, but to do what? To find out why, we had to talk to you.
Alright, guys, so we just had an enormous twist in the plot at the end of the last episode. Our girl finally figured out that Dr. Salim has been around, or been behind it all along. Even while he's been, like, helping her out and talking to her, and talking her through these memories. She had no clues.
The pieces were coming together.
It's pretty crazy.
Virus 6115, Taylor's team, the undead, it all came back to Deimos. All we needed was you. Hendrix was unhinged. The idea his friends betrayed mankind to help a demigod. The concept alone was insane, let alone his friends' involvement. Kane was in it to the end. By now, she was as obsessed with stopping Deimos as we were. We weren't ready for Cairo, no matter what we thought. This place. If there was ever a place that was hell on Earth, this was it. It wasn't just the city. The entirety of northern Africa had fallen to the undead. The walls were covered with memories of the dead, those taken by 6115, lost to this wasteland, the desert for the undead. It was the last place on Earth you'd want to be, but you chose to hide there. Why?
For that very reason, I hoped no one would come for me.
Why? What were you running from?
From what you sought, Deimos.
Khalil was waiting. He was holding you in an interrogation room.
How was Khalil? Happy to see you.
It wasn't a warm welcome. As far as he was concerned, we owed him one for grabbing you. More than a few men gave their lives to bring you in. He hoped it was worth it.
He was angry?
He was tired. Tired of fighting a losing battle. Khalil was a realist. He'd fight to the death for country. But he knew what was coming.
And what was coming?
Extinction. The undead changed everything. The NRC were hit first and hardest. We saw that in Ethiopia. The damage done by the dead didn't even take into account what the water wars did. When the continent dried up and the Nile River Coalition took war to Egypt over the Nile, the last water supply. They were so busy fighting they didn't realize it too had dried up. With the rise of the undead, how do you fight an enemy that doesn't need water? Khalil's rage wasn't misplaced. It wasn't personal. He was just barely holding on.
What did you hope to learn from speaking to me?
How to stop Deimos. Everyone has a weakness. The whole base was on edge. You could feel it in the air. The dead were moving on Ramses. An assault was imminent. Khalil didn't know how much time we had with you. Hendrix demanded to know why we weren't informed.
How did Khalil respond to his anger?
WA command was down. How was he meant to get his message through? Besides, they still had their dead system. They used to knock enemy aircraft out of the sky, but now they were used to eviscerate the undead. If
Got
they
a
came
teddy
too
bear.
close, the laser cannons would take them out. Khalil led us to interrogation. He warned us our time was limited. No telling when the dead might attack. But if we could get answers out of you, maybe we could find a way to fight back.
Whew. Enough walking slowly. Holy cow, that was a lot of dialogue. Let's go ahead and get in here.
You certainly weren't too happy to
Interview
see us.
Dr.
You say it like I had a choice in
Salim.
the matter.
With no time, we needed you to be willing to talk. The truth serum would make you relax, more willing to divulge.
I thought that was coffee, not truth serum.
Hendricks told us to take a walk. He asked about Taylor and Deimos. He wanted you to connect the dots.
And I told him Deimos controlled them. Your friend Bishop was correct. There was a brain manipulating the undead. It was Deimos. Deimos realized he could access a person's DNA. He could possess them, inhabit them, consume them. He didn't need to turn them.
Like puppets on strings.
The undead are mindless creatures, but Taylor's team, Gojulan, anyone with DNI, they could be hosts. They were slaves to do his bidding.
Hendricks wanted to know why. We both did.
For many years I had studied Deimos and his dimension Malum, a place of unspeakable evil. He had been pulled to Earth, yanked from his existence by accident. Trapped here, he saw opportunity to enslave humanity and use them to wage an unholy war against Dolos.
The demigoddess. His sister. That was it? We were just a chess piece? Our entire existence was just...
A pawn in a much larger game in a universe far bigger than you realize. Humanity is an anthill. Deimos and Dolos are two children fighting over the magnifying glass. But Hendricks was desperate. He wanted to know how to kill Deimos.
You told him he couldn't.
How does one kill a god? You can't. The only way to defeat him, the only way to sever his control over the undead, for Bishop Surum to work and save humanity, was to send him back to Malum.
And to do that, we needed to open the gateway.
As we are doing now, by walking through your memories.
Makes sense. All right, here we go. Oof. This is rough.
The assault on Ramses was beginning. The base was about to be overrun, and we owed you a favor. Time to take this fight.
I was wondering if that was gonna happen. It's a big group of zombies, one friendly. I was thinking it'd be okay. It's like a 5-to-1 ratio. That's a decent ratio to go after, but nah, it wasn't the best idea.
The assault on Ramses was beginning. The base was about to be overrun. We owed you a favor. Time to take the fight to the death.
I'm gonna just get hit by it. I would have liked the Man of War, but it's got a weird sight on it. These faster shooting rifles are probably a little bit better anyway. These zombies. And headshots. I got me a turret. Oh, nope. I want my dingo back. There's people to my left, yeah. Oh, dang it. I know we missed it by like a half a second. Not seeing anybody. Didn't want to hit a friendly with that grenade and lose the round or whatever. Anytime we can get the dingo, it's the way to go, dude. Shh, that always scares the fudge out of me, dude. Fortunate spawn for you guys.
We weren't ready for the station assault.
Dude, imagine
don't
if
know
I didn't
how
have
they got
headsets
in,
and couldn't have heard him
maybe
down
an
there.
abandoned tunnel, an infected civilian, or maybe the vultures let them through. But at the end of the day, it didn't matter. Egyptian army came over comms. They'd never seen a horde this size move on the station. If we had any chance to stop them, we needed to reinforce the eastern checkpoint, a narrow passageway the dead would need to traverse to reach Ramses.
Shit's floating, yo. Alright, let's go clear this debris. But yeah, dude, those guys down there, if I wouldn't have killed them, we wouldn't have triggered the next checkpoint. We wouldn't have been able to move on. That would have sucked.
Cairo. She was a city on fire. Except for the Egyptian army and a smattering of civilians hidden away. She'd fallen to the dead. Khalil didn't say it, but I could hear it in his voice. He knew this was the last stand. If they lost this battle, they'd lose the city.
Let me in, let me in. There we go. Back kind of
What
itches.
was Khalil's plan?
The undead were moving on the eastern checkpoint. A clear shot at Ramses Station. The Egyptian army had rigged explosives below the street, but there were a few support columns we would need to take out first. We had the spike launcher for that.
You talked of his desperation, his total acknowledgement of futility. Yet here he was, staying and fighting.
What else was he going to do? If it wasn't today, it was tomorrow. Or the day after that. We lost the war. The moment Diaz opened the quarantine zones. The moment Deimos entered our dimension. One way or another, death was coming for us all. But while we still could, we would fight. And right now, we had a checkpoint to defend.
That's a scary way of looking at
Straightforward
things.
plan. Except,
We're all gonna die, but we're gonna fight until we do? Like, oh man.
was shot out of the sky. The mobile blockade fell early. It wasn't just the undead gunning for us. Cairo was a no man's land, filled with the undead, rogue robotics, and scavengers. They were all converging on our position. If we were gonna pull this off, we didn't have time to fuck around. I grabbed the spike launcher and told Kane at HQ to locate the support columns for us to blow.
Let's go, baby. I'm gonna use this turret. One right here. Sorry, bud. Some friendly raps. Kill that mother trucker. All right. We got 2 more locations. Those guys are seriously the worst. Like, nothing else even comes close to comparing. This is so much easier than the campaign. There were so many people shooting us at this point. I hate when you kind of almost get stuck on a bunch of zombies. No more winged beasts, we're good. Get okie dokes, baby. Look at that.
We detonated the last support column. We had to get back behind the wall so we could blow the street.
Right. Sounds good to me. That was honestly really easy. You gonna get up the wall there or not, Chief? The guy gets sniped.
Trigger man got hit.
Grab the explosives and let's blow this thing to smithereens, baby.
I told Hendricks I needed a moment. Good thing Hendricks still had our back.
Boom, baby, let's go. My excitement was a little bit off with that, but that's all right. That looks good.
Khalil thanked us. He thought they still had a chance. They had no idea what was about to happen.
Station's being attacked again.
Egyptian army command came over comms. A scavenger had blown a hole through Safiya Square, and the undead were pouring through, headed for Ramses. I told Khalil we'd take care of the square.
Right, screw that box, we got a dingo, that's all we care about. I thought it was gonna be like a collectible or something. Where did that she just came running right out of the wall. Here we go. We're gonna try our hardcore parkour. Shoot. Well, almost, not quite. Dude, look at that! We just skipped that entire part of the map. Let's go. That's where it gets ugly, though. No, you don't, you son of a bitch. Other stuff shooting at us. Guess when you bypass half the map, it ends up haunting you anyway. You have to get them anyway. That's awful. Need a hand? I got you. Let's pull it
I gave
open.
Hendricks a hand opening the VTOL hatch. I heard screams. There was someone still alive.
You went in to save this man? The odds of his survival could not have been great. You yourself said no one was getting out alive.
Does that matter? I guess it was Khalil who changed my mind. There were so few of us left. If there was a chance, any chance, I'd take it.
Oh, dude, this part was so hard in the campaign.
Strange. Even with all odds stacked against you, you tried to help this man. He clung to life without hope. And still you tried to save him.
That's what humans do, man.
Turns out it didn't matter. He didn't survive. It'd only be a matter of time before he turned and joined the Horde. No time to stop and mourn. If I did that, I'd end up joining him. And we weren't going down just yet. Safiya Square was a total snafu. Undead, rogue robotics, everything in the kitchen sink wanted a piece of us.
Shoot. Some ammo, we're good. You can get 2 shots off with the rocket each time. You're gonna want to switch back to the dingo. Whenever I think of the dingo, it makes me think of Hearthstone, like the Tostingo. Alright, there he goes. I will say, I don't see any zombies in here. And that's alright with me. Stupid ass flying birds come in. Zombie birds. And zombies. Are you serious?
It didn't take long for the vultures to drop a second ASP in the area.
Woo! Look at that shot for that guy. Where are those things even coming from, dude? It's like an infinite supply. Well, that was a measly little 3-hit kill. Now there's gonna be another big boy.
It was only a matter of time before a malfunctioning ASP arrived, ready to take out everyone and everything.
Don't you dare. If you got rid of my dingo, I would literally freak out. Take 5 shots, boys. That's the first 2. It wasn't an insta-kill we just missed, but that's alright. There's another. What? I thought I got slow motion, not freaking no time. Zombies are making it real hard, man. Soldier just wants to focus on shooting the giant walking Spider Bro robot. He has to worry about his back. I think we missed that second one right there. I think there's still 2 left. We should be able to kill him here if we get both. One. Got the resupply just in case, because now we're about to fight old girl.
We cleared the plaza, but something was wrong. I could hear it.
It's not over yet.
What did you hear?
Nothing. And that was the problem. It took us a moment to realize what had happened. Something had taken out the dead system. One of the scavengers, maybe a malfunctioning biped. We saw reinforcements fly in, but it was too late. Khalil tried to reach Egyptian command. All we heard were screams. Ramses' station had fallen to the dead. We got out of the open. Khalil, he'd reached a breaking point. No mistaking that look. That look of defeat, anger, frustration, hopelessness. You try to sympathize, you try to comfort. Doesn't matter. Then Kane came over comms. She'd picked up the location of Sarah Hall, another of Taylor's team. Her signal popped back up on the grid. We had traced her to Kebeshet, the sandy ruins of Cairo's Garden City. I told Khalil if there was a sliver of hope, we needed to catch Hall and find Taylor. If we did, and found a way to send Deimos back to Malum, we could undo all of this.
And Hendricks?
His mind was melting. I still didn't know what was sparking his behavior. He didn't want to go after Hall. I said he didn't have a say in the matter. He didn't like that.
He attacked you.
I told you, it wasn't him. It was that look in his eyes, like Gojulan, like Moretti, like Diaz. He wasn't buying this interdimensional bullshit. And why should he?
What did he say to you?
Salim lies.
He didn't think opening the portal would save us. It would destroy us. The last time it opened, evil came through. Why would this time be different? He said Deimos was trying to trick us. He said you were lying to us. Are you?